So my name is Tabitha Coker and I'm the founder of the 4060 Club, where we give real lessons, real stories with real founders, and we try and demystify the idea of entrepreneurship. Today I'm with Lasandra from Beyond Glam, and she's going to be talking us through the beauty industry. So Lasandra.
Hi, I'm Lasandra Simmons. I'm the founder and CEO of Beyond Glam Hair and Beauty Studios.
Nice to meet you. So tell me a little bit about your business and your brand. When did it start? How long have you been running it for?
We've been in the industry for 15 years. So it started in 2010. I've always had love and passion for hair from the age of 13. I was always like in my auntie's salon because my mum couldn't do hair. So she always used to drop us, me and my sister, off to my auntie's salon. And from the age of 13, I just fell in love with it, with how the woman will come in looking, some of them will look dull, not really into it. But then I see something lights up within them the minute that they get their hair done. So I'll be sitting there making thread and needles for my auntie, and at the back of my mind, I'm like, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to do. So obviously I'm from African background. When I told my mother I want to be a hairdresser, she cussed me out. She was like, what are you talking about? What am I going to tell my friends? That's what she all cared about. She was like, what am I going to tell my friends? But what? Like, no, you can't be. And she even made a joke. She was like, are you a witch? Like, why do you want to touch people's hair?
Not a witch.
Yes.
That's African families for you, to be honest.
Yeah. So I still had to go to university because she didn't believe in my dreams. And after I finished university, I had two options. We have a family business back home in Ghana. So it's either I go back to Ghana because that was her dream for me, to come and help her around the business, or stay here. And I chose to open up my own salon without telling her.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
So I opened it up. I didn't tell her. And then she kept saying, when are you coming? When are you coming? But I told her, I'm sorry, I have a salon. And she didn't believe me. She was like, what are you talking about? I said, yes, I have a salon. So then she came to London and she came to see the salon. And she never told me that she was proud of me. But when she went back home to Ghana,
because it's making money now.
she was telling people, oh, my daughter. But before that, no. She was just like, you can't be a hairstylist. So,
wow.
Yeah.
And I think that's key, because you kind of stuck to your passion. I think it's really hard being... I'm from an African background as well, so I know how hard it is to try and say you're going to go into the beauty industry, because it's always been seen as a profession that is either you go into if you're not smart enough, you don't have the grades, you don't have anything else to do, then you start plaiting hair or you start doing hair. But now I feel like the industry's changed so much that it's people that have law degrees, they're doctors, all sorts that are going into industry. So with you, you've been around for a while, but you've got a really successful business. What do you think has sustained that business for how many years?
I think with me is my customers. I think my customer skills. And I've realized since I've been in the industry for so long, I treat every customer that comes into the salon as family. Because I've realized this thing with the hair and beauty industry. Once you treat everyone with respect, kindness, and care, they tend to have trust in you. And once they have trust in you, they're going to keep coming back. I still have customers that I started with from 2010 up to now.
Wow.
And those customers have recommended me to their friends, their families and stuff. So I would say with my business, it's because of how I treat my customers. And then also the systems that are in place. Because when I first started, I used to think that I could do it all. But I've learned my journey goes on, I realize that you can't do it by yourself. You put certain systems in place, and that will kind of just help you to grow and help you to scale. So I think my longevity in the industry has been customers, systems, and also focus.
Yeah.
I think I'm very focused on my vision. So there's days where I don't want to get out of bed, but I have to just discipline, get out of bed, because I know that my vision and my passion is bigger than me. So, yeah.
So you've touched on systems, which is a good one, because I feel like with every business, if it doesn't have systems, then you can't leave that business to run on its own.
No.
So if you had somebody who is literally starting out within the beauty industry, they're overworked, they're doing everything by themselves. You know how it is in the beginning, trying to do everything. You're working all the hours under the sun. Yeah, you're making money, but if you fell sick tomorrow, absolutely nothing. So what systems would you kind of advise somebody to put within their business as a new person within the industry or any other business?
Yeah, I think it's so important to have a second person. You need to have someone like a manager, because as you said, like, you can't depend on yourself. But if you have like a manager plus a good team, a booking system, a VA, someone that's just going to help you with your day-to-day running of the business, I think once you have those people around you, you can always step away, because if you're not there, like, I could go away for 3 months and my business will still run, because I have a manager there. I have a team. I have a VA that's going to keep up with, like, our daily in and out, our stock takes, everything. They don't need me to be there. So I feel like if you're starting up, I know it's costly.
That's what I was going to say. All of that costs money.
I know it's costly, but there's always some sort of like an agreement. If you don't have the money, you can do profit share with your manager and just say, look, I know business is a bit slow, but if you help me, you're going to get this percentage. I feel like people tend to lean more into profit share rather than obviously getting them a wage.
Yeah.
And then also, once a manager is going to put their heart into their business, because they know that the more money that they make for the business, the more money that they're going to get. So there's always deals that you can like talk to, your team and about, so they're comfortable enough to just work on a business without you being present all the time.
And those are good things to kind of implement as well. Because I feel like a lot of people, they don't implement any systems. They end up with burnout. They end up with just feeling like this is not working. But the business is thriving. But the fact that it's depending on that one person, it just becomes overwhelming.
Yeah.
So you did talk about you have a goal in mind, and that helps you kind of run through the days when it's hard, because it gets hard. There's days you don't want to wake up. But sometimes has it ever got to a point where you just feel like, do you know what, I've had enough and I want to close everything down?
I mean, I've had moments. I've had moments where I went off maternity leave before I put system in place. I went off maternity leave and I came back to nothing. Like,
what do you mean? Like no clients or what?
So I had a person I trusted, and he was in a salon. When I went away, he decided to send a message out to my clients and tell them that I was closing, because he wanted to take my clients. And he literally succeeded, because he took 80%. So I've come back from maternity and I'm like, why is no one booking?
Oh my
And it was around Christmas and it was literally crickets at the salon. I was like, what's happening? Until one of the clients called me and was like, please, I'll come to your house to do my hair. And I was like, why do you want to come to the house? Then she explained to me what happened. But I remember that moment in time. First of all, my emotions are heightened because I've just had a baby. I'm postnatal, or I'm all over the place. I've come back to work. There's no clients. I'm thinking, do you know what? Maybe this is the time for me to just give up. But I didn't. That moment, I felt like it was a moment that was meant for me to give up. But I turned everything around. I said, okay, it's fine. Taking all my clients. What am I going to do? Well, let me just rebrand.
And I did see your rebrand, actually.
Yeah.
I did see that. And it was quite a viral rebrand.
Well, let me just rebrand. It cost us a lot of money. We lost a lot of money, but it was the best decision I ever made for my business. Because now the customers that sits in Beyond Glam's chair is the customers that represent our brand. So that moment where I wanted to give up was my moment that changed everything for me.
Wow.
Yeah.
And do you know what? That bit of people stealing customers is not unheard of in the industry. It's not unheard of in any business.
Yeah.
It happens so frequently, especially with staff seeing that, oh, this is doing really well. Especially when you take your foot off the pedal, let's say you are on maternity or you are in another country or you run another business. Yeah. It happens. People try and get away, but and I always say that's why it's so important to build a community, because it's your community that are going to tell you what's going on when you're not there. They're the ones that are going to be picking up the phone and snitching. And saying, babe, she's offered me another appointment. So I think it's so key that you had those loyal clients that come back. And I think we also touched on a little bit prior before is how the industry has changed and how customer service is no longer at the forefront of a lot of beauty businesses anymore. And they rely solely on the fact that they have all these followers on Instagram. They're always going to be busy. They're always going to be booked, but they don't rely on building that community. I mean, what advice would you give somebody that is their whole customer base is based on social media? Their customer service is horrendous, but they think they've got longevity within the business.
No. Like I've been in the industry for 15 years. I've seen so many salons open. They come up like they're trend setting on Instagram. They're having like viral moments. They have like loads of customers fully booked, and then 3 to 5 year mark, they're gone. You don't hear about them no more because, as you said, they don't have good customer service. It's the customers that's going to make your business. And I feel like that's what this new generation hairdressers do not understand, because they rely solely on Instagram. Your customers are your business.
Yeah.
Without them, you have no business. So you have to prioritize your customers and make sure that they're leaving feeling confident in the stylist, in your business, so they can go out there and spread the word. Because word of mouth is the biggest form of marketing. I know we have social media, we have, Instagram, TikToks, and everyone's so like, oh yeah, no. People trust words, and also people trust experience. If a client is going out there and praising you to other people, they're going to come back. That other customer that's going to sit in your chair is also going to go out there and tell their friends and family. And before you know it, just that one client has brought you 10 customers.
It's true. People underestimate the power of referrals.
Yes.
I mean, and I think that's because, like you said, a lot of people rely on social media now. But one thing I always say is we could all wake up tomorrow and social media will crash. And if your business is solely reliant on social media, once it no longer exists, you don't have a business. It needs to be a business outside of that space. It needs to run on its own. And referrals is the biggest form of flattery for any business. Like, I don't care about views. I don't care about followers. I care about that person that I'm meeting today and what they're going to go and tell their other friends, their friendship groups, or what other circles. And I think it's really important for anybody that's starting out in any business right now to remember that referrals is your biggest money maker. That's what's going to bring people through the door.
Yes.
Not those pretty pictures are great.
No.
But I mean, they serve a purpose. But
yeah, they'll get one customer in, but is a customer going to come back?
That's the thing, because of experience. I mean, with the industry obviously changing and things changing, where do you see things going for anybody in the future that's trying to think? That's probably where you were when you had to do your rebrand. Yeah. What do you, if somebody's sitting there right now and thinking to themselves, do you know what? Like you said, there's only 40% of businesses that make it past the 3 year mark in the UK. 60% of those businesses fail. The hardest part is the first 3 years and sustaining that. And even after, because you're constantly having to refine your business. But if somebody was sitting there now thinking to themselves, do you know what? I'm at a stage where I don't feel I can do anymore, or I'm just struggling to keep this business open. I don't know what to do. I just want to close. Either staff have stolen their business, or clients are not coming in, or whatever it is. What advice would you give that person?
I will say, like, don't give up. There's always it's good to take a step back, put a pen and paper, and just put stuff down. Unless you're within yourself, you're like, do you know what? This is it. I can't do it no more. But I strongly believe that if you still have vision, passion for your business and what you do and what you love, then don't ever give up. There's always ways to implement new things that's going to help and boost your business. Sorry, this is going on a different direction. But
sorry.
I was talking to the manager at the salon yesterday, and we was basically having a conversation around this, about how people give up so easily, because especially the industry that I'm in, we have high seasons, low seasons.
100%.
What people tend to do is when they have the high season, they tend to just be they don't think about the low seasons. So they will be on the high, and then also they forget that money that's coming in is not their money. So they will spend. And then when it gets to the low season, they're like, oh my God, how am I going to pay my rent? How am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? So then that happens, and then they're like, oh, let me just give up. But if when they had the high season, they planned for the low season, when the low season comes, you've already planned for it. So while other people are feeling the tension, or them thinking, in their head, they're thinking, oh, how I'm gonna survive. You've already planned ahead of that. So you're not experiencing that because you put money aside for the low season. So I would say, with anyone that's in any business, just always forecast, always sit down, just know your numbers, know when there's high seasons in your industry, and always know when it's low seasons, and always put money aside for those low seasons. Because then when you have those low seasons, you're not going to feel it, because you already plan ahead of that.
Yeah. And this is why I say, being an entrepreneur, and I think that's what kind of differentiates the people that make it past the 3-year mark, is the fact that everything has peaks. There's times in business where you're just seeing money coming in, you're smiling, you're traveling, you're shopping, you're da-da-da, and then dry. Not even a pound that you're making.
No, we've all been there. You're like, what's going on?
You've got bills to pay. You've got nursery fees, whatever it is, mortgage, whatever it is. And you have to, and this is what I always say, you have to plan ahead. So for me, I plan for the next 12 months.
Yeah.
Because no one's going to come and stress me out.
Yeah.
So because I know there was going to be a time where this business is not going to make me any money, or it's going to make me just enough to survive.
But, yeah.
And if I'm just relying on that, then it's just going to, that's the times when you just think, oh, maybe I should get a job, or maybe I should close this, or maybe I should do something else. But I think it's really important that you said about planning. And a lot of business people don't plan. So with you, do you kind of let's say at the start of the year, do you plan?
Yes.
Do you write it down?
Yeah, so I have a virtual assistant. So what we do is the start of the year, we plan for the 12 months. And then what we do is every 3 months, we go back, because obviously certain things changes. So we always go back and review it. If there's certain things that, we feel like, oh, no, let's move it to the next month. So that's what we always do. We kind of just have a whole plan for 12 months, and then we break it down every 3 months. Yeah. And it's helped so much.
And I think it's good to always have a plan, especially like you said at the beginning of the year, you start planning it out, and then you review it throughout the year to kind of see if it's working. So if, let's say if it's not working, you've made a plan for the next 3 months, is completely not working. Do you change bits of it, or you change the whole thing?
No, I changed the whole thing, because I'm like, okay, do you know what? We've been trying. This is not working. What else can we do? Move it out. If we can tweak it, fine. But if we can't, let's move it. Let's replace it with something else. So that's what I do.
Yeah, and I think it's key to know when things are not working, because I feel like sometimes in business, a lot of people just keep flogging a dead horse because people are just like, don't give up, keep going. But sometimes it's good to, like you said, change everything.
Change it.
And see what works for your business. Interesting.
Yeah.
And I think it's key that you identify those areas as well, and you have somebody that is kind of helping you out with it. But what I kind of touched on before was it can be quite lonely. Not everybody has that virtual assistant. People might have friends, or they might not, because sometimes, a lot of the time when you are running businesses, it is very lonely. Friends don't really understand.
No, they don't.
They don't really, and then, or you might have a partner or something, but they're in a corporate world, so they don't understand. Your mum is like, let's pray about it. Like, so what do you do then? Because they don't have anybody to really confide in that would be like, do you know what? Like you said, change it or pivot. Their response might be, let me just throw everything in the bin.
But I do this a lot, and I feel it's helped me so much. So on my bedside, I put stickers.
Okay.
Like loads, so stickers of like things that I want to like achieve and stuff. So I put it on there, and then each sticker I'll put like a Bible verse. And every night before I go to bed, it's there, right there. So I look at them and then I'll pray about it. And I pray a lot, and I've realized that the more I pray about what I want to do or what I want to achieve, the more God opens the doors for me. Like, and it's happened in so many times. Because even, remember, I said to you, like, when I finished uni, it was either going back to Ghana or staying here. And again, I was praying, I was fasting. I did the same method after university outside of Highbury and Islington station. This homeless man come out of nowhere. Literally came out of nowhere, gave me a bag. And inside the bag, it was all the equipment that I needed to start the hairdressing business.
Are you being serious?
No, for real.
A random homeless man?
Random homeless person. Literally, like, I got even scared because he literally jumped out and he was like, take it. And I was like, take what? So I looked at it and I was like, oh, so
probably went and stole it.
Yes, so that's what I was thinking. But it was a lot of stuff. So I said, how much you want for it? So he said to me, whatever. I said, okay. I didn't have money, so I went to the Barclays cash point. When I came back, he was nowhere to be seen. And everyone around, I was like, oh, the homeless man that came, they were looking at me like I was crazy. But that moment in time, I knew that that was an angel that was sent to basically tell me, because I was praying, either go back to Ghana
or pursue this.
And that moment, I was like, oh God, I need to pursue. This is literally God telling me, like, this is what I want for you.
Yeah.
So...
And I think that's key. So I believe in the power of prayer.
Yeah.
I also believe in the power of manifestation. Anything I've ever said I'm going to do, it happens. Yeah. Whether it happens within the time scale that I want it to, whether it happens, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
And I think it's about being bold and blunt about what you want and not sugarcoating that, not ever letting anybody, because obviously if you probably shared that with somebody, they're like, oh, maybe it might be best for you to go back to Ghana because I don't even think this is really work.
Thank you.
So I think it's also key to limit the people that you share. So if your conversation is with God, let it be with God. If it's with somebody else that you know has as much passion for you for the things that you are doing, which is rare. If you're lucky enough to have that person who believes in your dreams as much as you do. I mean, we all have a few angels that would be like, you can do this, you can achieve this, you can be anything you want, but it's rare. So I always feel like it's important to continue to share that with God and keep it with God until it has manifested into what you want. And the power of prayer is more important. I say pray about it more than you talk about it. Because people talk too much. Everybody talks too much to the wrong people instead of getting on their knees when the time is right. So I do honestly believe in that. I do believe in manifesting your dreams and being very clear. You know, if you want to be a billionaire, ask God, I want to be a billionaire. You know, don't feel like, is it too much, God? No, because that same God can move mountains. So he obviously had something for you. but or there might be people watching this that don't pray. But
That's the thing. Yeah.
I think it's also important to write down. I think prayer is also similar to writing down your goals. Yeah, it's also similar to goal setting. So I think it's also important to set goals and review those goals as well, annually, quarterly, 6 monthly, and just see how you go. We are in a current situation where the economy is tough. It's tough on a lot of people. So people are prioritizing whether to do hair or to eat or to look after their kids or to pay their bills. So with that, obviously, you probably have seen a shift within the industry. Yes, you have seen a shift. There has been a shift. I mean, I'm in the beauty industry as well. And there has been a shift where we are not making that 2022 money. We're not making that 2023 money. This is different. The economy is really different. So you either have to give people something more than what they everybody wants to get a bit more value now. Or they want to pay less but get the same amount of service. So they want a gorgeous wig, but they want to pay £200 for it, but it's worth £800.
Yeah.
So how have you navigated around the economy changing for businesses?
As you said, I remember this month, especially this year, like October, November, I was thinking like, okay, what's going on? So what we tend to do is within the quiet days, we tend to send out like an email marketing, like, oh, if you book in, we'll give you like, discount. So that's how we've been like obviously trying to get the customers in because everyone wants a bit of discount. So it's like, oh, come in and get a weave done and you get, 15%. Then you see the booking coming in.
Yeah.
But without that, no one's walking in. So that's why it's so important to go back to always the drawing board with the team and be like, okay, it's dry season. What are we doing? And then, my V is very good at, coming up with like different options of marketing strategies that we can do to get in the customers. So that's what we always do. Yeah.
And you've mentioned email marketing. I always say this to people that started out in business. Your biggest asset is your access to people and your data. You can sell that data. If you then decide you want to close this business, there's things that you can sell on their own. You can sell the brand, you can sell the business, you can sell the data. So start collecting data from day one. Even if you're writing it on a piece of paper, email address, phone number, email address, phone number, because that is going to be the most valuable piece of information that you ever hold in your entire life. But it's key. And like you mentioned in the beginning, which is people having businesses outside of social media. So the newsletters are also really important, 100%. Is there any other ways that you kind of communicate with your clients?
WhatsApp. It's like, I've realized that, we send out like broadcast messages and stuff, and people tend to respond more from that than even like the email. Especially like our Black Friday sale that we just did, we were sending out a lot of like, email marketing and people were buying. But then the minute I sent out like a broadcast, we got more sales from that. So I'm guessing like obviously because people can just read it rather than having to go through their email. So yeah.
Okay, so WhatsApp is key.
Yeah.
A lot of people avoid WhatsApp actually, but you're right. If somebody sends me a WhatsApp, even though I'm bad with my phone, don't read anything.
Join the club.
If somebody sends me a WhatsApp, I'm more likely to read that than an email that keeps coming through because I'm just like, what is this thing that keeps pinging on my phone? But it's definitely key. Yeah. So if you could give somebody one bit of advice that's starting out within the business world, starting a business, what bit of advice would you give them?
Stay true to yourself. Cut out the outside noise and just focus on the vision. I say this because I opened a salon in Ghana around COVID times. It's like 3 years now. And I went there with a plan. I had a vision, everything. But while I was like opening up the salon and setting things up, everyone around me, my friends that live in Ghana, they were like, no, but in Ghana, like we don't do this. No, change this up. No, like I don't think this is gonna work. And I allowed that noise to just cloud the vision that I already had. So I'm trying out all these things that everyone's telling me that, oh, this is what works in Ghana, this was what works in Ghana. But then when I came back to London and I didn't have those noises, I thought, hold on a second, I'm going about it all wrong. That was not my vision and it's not working. This is the vision I had. So then I had to call the team in Ghana. I was like, no, we're not doing that service. No. This is what we're doing. And the minute I put my feet down and just focused on the vision, we started getting customers because it was something new. It wasn't something that everyone else in Ghana was doing.
Yeah.
So I feel like if you're a new entrepreneur starting up, just focus on your vision. You know the reason why you wanted to start that business. So don't let the outside noise cloud your judgment.
That's so key. Yeah. Honestly, so like you said, people will steer you in the wrong direction because they don't have the same vision that you do. They just have an idea of how they feel things are going to work, but they don't see what you see. They don't see, because you see the end of it, don't you? You see how you want this brand to be, you know, and it's really hard to cut. I feel like now it's harder to cut out outside noise because of social media. Yeah, you'll be scrolling. Like, you might have a vision, it's clear, it's really clear, but then because of social media, you're scrolling through and you think, do you know what, let me change this, let me change this. By the end of the week, you've got a whole different business model. You're like, now you're just like, wow, what am I even really doing? Is what I'm doing okay? Or you start to see so many similar businesses as well to you that are doing the same sort of thing, and you think, do you know what, maybe the market is oversaturated. But it's not. The reality of it is social media works on algorithms. The more you scroll through things, see certain things, it's going to show you that. So it's going to change your viewpoint on things. So one thing I always say, when you're building something that's bigger than you, that's more powerful than you, social media is not the place where you need to be. No. Be on it for research, but don't be doom scrolling. No. Because by the end of the week, and I've done it, 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm just like, oh yeah, we've done the business isn't working. ChatGPT, let's write a new business because I don't know, but it's working. But because of social media now, you feel like it's not working. I need to change it. So it's really, really, I feel it's really important when building to limit your time on social media and talking to people. Outside noise, like you said, is really a killer. It's a killer.
It's damaging.
Wow. No, oh gosh. So how is the business going in Ghana then?
Yeah, it's doing well. We're more focused on microlinks.
Right, yes.
Yes. Focus on microlinks and microwave, like just things that they don't really do in Ghana. Because, you know, as I said, we was trying to be like everyone else doing wigs. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
We don't want to do that.
And microlinks is a niche business. It's niche. And there's people that want to tap into that, you know, and the thing about Africa is they want new, different services and they want it done well, and they'll pay for it to be done well.
Thank you.
So I think, you stayed true to your vision, which is good. But running 2 salons internationally is also hard. So how are you doing that?
Again, systems. I have a manager in the Ghana shop. Then my sister is there. So she's like COO over there. And I try my best to stay out of the Ghana shop. Because at the beginning, I was burning out.
At the beginning, it's not around the corner. It's a flight.
No. So that's why I brought my sister involved. So I had a manager, and obviously Africa, I was still micromanaging. So I'm here and I'm still I was like burning out. My anxiety was all over the place. So then I had to always sit down with my sister. That's why I said it's always important to just always bring someone in that you can trust and give them an offer that they can't decline. So I'm like, please. I know you're busy with your business, but I need you to just be in charge of this business with me. You know, so once I gave her the offer, I mean, she couldn't resist. She was just like, okay, cool, I'll do it for you.
There you go. There you go. Money talks.
Yeah.
But it's been amazing having you, Lasandra. You've literally given so many gems and nuggets. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. I feel like I've known you forever.
No, that's good. That's good.